What's up, guys? Matt here, live from Nashville, and this is vlog number 31. So tonight's question comes from Tracy from the trade show. She had a great question. Alright, so what Tracy's question was a great question, and she asked me today at the show and said, Matt, when did you decide to make this a business? And not only I decided to buy equipment and start a business, but when did you really decide that you were going to stop doing your regular teaching job and do this full time? Now that did take a while, so that is not an overnight thing, as many of you know, and it's not a year thing, a 2-year thing. So what we did is we started it as a side business, as a supplemental income. And then as my wife and I were both teachers, we slowly built that up to hopefully that supplemental income would eventually become a full-time income. Now that took a while, okay? So we were doing the actual t-shirts and the finished product side for a while. I'm getting loud here in Nashville. But we were doing the finished product side for a while when we were doing the decals, as we started as the decal world. And then we moved in past the decal world to doing the shirts and apparel and rhinestones and everything else. But just because we got into that didn't get us started and stop any of us from teaching. We were still full-time teachers at the time, and as many of you know, working 24-hour days. And there were nights when you had big orders that there was no sleep. So that was my job. Lorene wasn't a late nighter, but again, she would do stuff during the day, help out. I would do stuff during the day. We would do our full-time jobs when we were teaching, and then we would come home and finish and go to our secondary job, basically. So that's where we were probably about 2.5, 3 years in when we were making enough money that we said, you know what, Matt, we can supplement your teaching income, I think, if we go with this full-time. So I was the first one that made the switch, and I stopped teaching and basically completely got out of it teaching so I could focus on the decal world 100% full time, okay? And then once we made that move, that's where our business really exploded, because I wasn't in the school system. I wasn't having to work on a full-time job the entire day and then come home and do the decal world side of it. It was 100% the decal world, and that's where we really boosted our business and took it to the next level. Now you gotta remember, a lot of you say, well, we can't really do that. That was a huge risk for us, okay? Because we were both teachers. As many of you know, teachers don't have a huge income as it is, but we also had Madison and Jackson at the time. So Madison was already born, Jackson was just born, and that's when we were making that move. So it was a huge risk, because if that business didn't work out, as soon as I got out of teaching, it would have been almost impossible to get back in the Florida school system. Okay, there's wait lists as far as trying to get into a teaching position, especially at the schools that we were at. So it was a huge risk, but we said, you know what, this is the only chance we have to make this and make this be a full-time business to where it's all that we're doing. So we had to take that risk. Obviously it paid off, and then eventually, probably about 2 years later, is when Lorene actually stopped teaching, and she was doing full-time business as well. So that was when we opened up our storefront. She started and was doing everything in the storefront, where I was doing the main warehouse side of it. So yes, it's a huge risk, and make sure that you can at least come close. We were close to the point where we could supplement my income, so it made sense to us. We knew that we had that income coming in to where it was pretty good. It wasn't as much as I made teaching, but it was enough to where we said, you know what, we can live off of this, even if it doesn't grow much more. But if it does grow more, then hopefully we can both get out of teaching and do this full time. And that's where we are now, obviously. And obviously we're doing the distribution side of it, because we saw that, you know what, we can do this completely different with our educational background and teaching and love for teaching and sharing. that's where we thought we would do great with the Rhinestone World side of it and what we're doing now. So hopefully these videos are helping you out. I have a ton of information to share with every single one of you, so please comment below right there. Keep asking questions. That's what I'm here for. I want to share everything that I learned, all the mistakes that I made, and all the successes that we had, and share them with all of you guys, because I want all of you guys to have that success as well and make this your full-time job if it isn't already, okay? So appreciate you watching. Comment below, and of course make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel right there. Check out all the other vlogs right there. Bridgestone Arena and Faith Hill and Tim McGraw are performing tonight. I'm not in there, but they're having a good time in there, and Broadway right there. Thanks for watching, guys. You guys have a great day.